Welcome everybody to the second ever episode of The Blue Carpet. I'm your host from WeAreNS, West Booth, and we're here today at Acadia University to visit Jacob Cuvelier.
Racism is alive right now. I just want to see it die right now.
We're going to sit down with him in a moment and get to know him a bit better, as well as where he's headed.
Racism still alive. Hey. And I just want to see it die.
All kind of came into fruition when I was growing up with, as I said before, most of my close friends were African Nova Scotian, and they were going through the problems that I address in this song. And they didn't really have a voice that was being heard, unfortunately. Like, if I had it my way, they'd all be heard. And I think I wrote my first couple lyrics when I got here. I always knew I wanted to provide them with a voice because wherever I went, I was reminded about how they're looked upon in society, the new kind of classism that we're seeing, which is bred from racism, right? But racism is still alive and well, as I address in the song. I knew that the education that I'm receiving here at Acadia would help the content of my music. So this year I decided that I was going to make a project that put my education to work. So number one on the list was Racism is Alive. That is the thing I'm most passionate about. And one thing that I feel like I've started to master is looking from the outside in, thinking introspectively, and being honest with myself. Right? Being honest and really thinking about how I can progress and that I can always get better. That was the big thing. I feel like 2 years ago I hit a bit of a plateau in my music.
Okay. And
there was no real meaningful content. I wasn't wowing anybody with my flow that I can do now when I can go like that. I can go really fast now, and no one could do that. But 2 years ago, I couldn't really do it that well. I just don't feel like my music reflected my intelligence that well. So that was the big step for me to. I feel like this last year I completely flip the script.
White politicians pulling strings like Geppetto. The racial etiquette, chase the evidence. More equality will hopefully erase the deficit.
And the other big thing, which might even be bigger, is I got the right people around me. I have the right mentors. Quake Matthews is a great friend of mine, and in my opinion, the best rapper in Canada. And he kind of told me, learn from my mistakes and learn from the things that gave me the platform that I have now. And yeah, he's been a very good figure in my life in the music industry, because the truth is you can only trust so many people in the music industry. People that aren't your friends, like he is to me. Like, he's my friend. Like, this guy will come over, we won't even talk about music, we'll just have drinks and laughs. But then the ones who aren't really your friends, you know that there's a ulterior motive. They're trying to get something from you.
Right.
You know? Because it's music industry at the end of the day. It's survival of the fittest. We're in Nova Scotia. We're only classified as really... I mean, he really made something with his life, but he's really the only one who made a career out of it. The respect from the African Nova Scotia community has always been there for me, in my opinion. Right. But I'll have older... Like, I had this older 40, 50-year-old woman from Uniacke Square, when I was recording at the studio, come up to me and, like, she was almost crying. She's like, I can't believe it's come to this where a white man such as yourself will actually say something like this. She was like, when I was 20 years old, this would not be imaginable, but, like, she's like, this is a sign of progression. She was like, I hope that you influence the other artists to use their platform for good. I almost cried. I almost shed a thug tear.
Yeah.
One just trickling down my face. But yeah, that was huge for me. And now I can't go like, I'm going to keep going to the club. But like, when I go to the club in Halifax, I can't walk 20 paces without being stopped.
Halifax and Dartmouth. Hella fast, I'm becoming so heartless. In a city where they dump you on a park bench and arrest people based on their darkness.
Something that I think I could do very well is teach. My dad was a teacher for 43 years. I know I can teach because crazy thing is he had me come and talk to his class once, and then he had me talk to, it was like 30 or 40 at-risk youth. People who I very much sympathize with, because I mean I was kind of in that position. So he just locked me in the room essentially with these 30 or 40 kids, and in my head I was like, how is this gonna go? Like, are they gonna respond well to me? Because one fault of mine that I will forever admit, well no, I'll admit a lot of faults, but this is like the shining one, is my temper. So I was like, I hope that they behave, because at the end of the day, they're kids. There's nothing I can do. I'll just explode in my head. There's nothing I can do, right? They listened to every single thing that I said, and they responded. I went around to these kids and said, like, why do you think you're here? Because I was like, you haven't gotten away with anything. They chose you specifically because you're at risk, so they know what you may or may not be doing when you're not in school. And that kind of, seeing that told me that whether it's with my music or whether it's with my career, I wanna work with kids somehow.
Yeah.
So
make that connection there.
Make that connection. Nip that problem before it becomes like the rest of their life.
For one, I know I reached out, but I'm assuming there was many more other people, and it seems like you responded to me right away. You were very open to making this happen. And,
for sure.
It was easy.
I love stuff like this because you don't get it all in my music. My song's not 30 minutes long. Yeah. Right? It's 3 minutes. I have to say, there's a lot I have to say, and it can't fit in a 3-minute song. I have to make everything rhyme. I have to make it all appealing, you know. So I don't get everything. So I appreciate you coming here.
Racism breeds fear, and that there's a fact, and I don't need to be black to address this. Please join me, talking about the exodus. Let's get away from the label and the stigma. White rapper spitting, but what I spit is enigma. Cool. Racism is alive right now. I just wanna see it die right now. I look up to the sky right now. I'm still living in a lie right now. Hey, racism is alive right now. I just wanna see it die right now. I look up to the sky right now.